Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how to solve simultaneous equations using the elimination method. So in this example we have 2x equals 6 minus 4y and minus 3 minus 3y equals 4x. The first thing we need to do in order to solve these is to firstly rewrite these into this form. So ax plus by equals c, where a, b and c are integers. And so here we have 2x, so I'm going to write 2x here, and then the plus by, so the one with the coefficient with the y is the minus 4y here. I need to move this over to the left hand side in order to rewrite it in this form. So that's going to give me plus 4y, since it's minus on this side, and in order to move it over you need to change signs, so that's going to be a positive 4y. Equals to 6. Now the reason why it's 6 and not minus 6 is because it's still on the right hand side of the equal sign, so it hasn't moved sides at all, so that's going to stay as a 6. Similarly we have to do the same thing here, so we need to move the 4x onto the left hand side, giving us minus 4x, and then here we have minus 3y, and that's going to stay on the left hand side, so we're going to still continue to write minus 3y equals to, now the singular digit is on the left hand side at the moment, so to move it over to the other side we're going to change the sign. So it was a minus 3, so it's going to now be a positive 3. And now we have both equations in this form. Once we have that, we just go ahead and write one on top of the other. So I'm just going to write 2x plus 4y equals 6, and then we have minus 4x minus 3y equals 3. Okay, so we are now going to start looking at the coefficient of the x. The aim is to have the same number, the same coefficient of x. So at the moment we don't. So it's 1 is 2 and 1 is 4. So in order to make them the same, we need to think of a number that can multiply 1 to give the other. So in this case we have the number 2 that we can multiply 2 to make 4. So I'm just going to put the 2 here for now. In the case where these two numbers are different and there's no number that can multiply 1 to make the other, we'll just simply multiply them by each other. So we're going to do a video on that in the next one, but for now we can just go ahead and multiply 2 throughout this equation in order to give us a 4 as a coefficient. Okay, so we multiply 2 by 2x, which gives us 4x, and then 2 times 4y, giving us 8y, and then 2 multiplied by 6, that's 12, and then here nothing's changed because we just have minus 4x, which is what we wanted them to be the same, and so we just continue writing it as normal, minus 3y equals 3. Okay, so now these two are the same, we can go ahead and just subtract them. So it's actually good that we have a minus here, since we can just cross it out straight away, because 4x minus 4x gives us 0, so that's why it's called the elimination method, because we can just go ahead and eliminate one of the letters, giving us just one unknown and another number, so we can go ahead and solve them quite easily. So now we have 8 take away 3, which is 5, y, equals 12, add 3. The reason why it's add is because they're both positive, so that gives us 15. Okay, so now we have to find what multiplied by 5 gives us 15, and the answer is 3. So now we've actually found out what y is. Now the final step is to just put the y into one of these equations here, one of these two, in order to find out what x is. So I'm just going to put it into this one here. So let's look at that. So we have 2x plus 4y, and now we know what y is, which is 3, so 4 bracket 3 equals to 6. So now 2x plus 4 times 3, which is 12, equals to 6. 2x equals to 6 minus 12. 2x is equal to 6 minus 12, which is minus 6. So now finally 2 times something gives us minus 6, in other words minus 6 divided by 2, and that is minus 3. So now we have found our y and we found our x, and that's how you solve simultaneous equations using the elimination method.